Thank you for joining me on Cooking for Real today, and as promised on my Facebook page, we are making frittatas today. Now, I did ask for advice on what to put in the frittata, and the one piece of advice I got was cheese, and that came from my good friend Lisa. And yes, Lisa, today there will be cheese as well as bacon, and let's see what else we can put in this thing. Now, before we get started, if you could like, share, subscribe, comment, don't forget to hit that bell so you get notified every time I put up a new video. First things first, we're going to make this bacon in the oven. What I have here is just a cookie sheet lined with some parchment paper, and all we're going to do is line this bacon up on this cookie sheet. Now we're simply sliding those two trays, because it's a full sheet, a full package, into the oven that's been preheated to 450 degrees. We're going to leave those in there for 18 to 20 minutes. Go ahead and just let them get to the crispness you like. We like ours rather crispy. So what's about to happen now is I'm about to take this bacon out of the oven, and we're going to check for crispness. I'm sure it's fine, but then we're going to take it off of these baking trays and put it on a plate that's covered with some paper towels and let it drain properly. Let's see what we have in this oven. Yep, this is fairly crispy and pretty greasy, so let's get that paper plate and paper towels started. The secret to success on any dish is to have one of each of 4 important ingredients. That is salt with this bacon, fat with the cheese, acid with this tomato, and heat, which I'm adding in with spices like chili powder, garlic, and pepper. Now, I've set up a prep station here, and we're going to get started. I have to tell you, the best part about cooking bacon ahead of time is you get to test it for poison. Now that we have the tomatoes prepped, we're going to take this lovely broccoli and cut it up in very small pieces. I mean, very small. Now this may seem like a lot of spinach, but if you've cooked it before, you know it really isn't. I'm going to cut the stems off. And then I'm going to prepare this just like you would if you had, say, fresh basil or parsley. I'm going to roll it up and slice it. I'm going to do that with the entire bunch. In this bowl is that aforementioned spice mix, the chili powder, the pepper, the garlic, and I actually put about a 1/4 cup of milk in there, and then there is 12 eggs. I actually find it easiest to get this done with my immersion blender. This is an apple smoked Gruyere cheese, which I thought might go nice with that bacon. There you go. This was an 8-ounce block. I'd say it did about a 1/3 of it. So maybe 3 ounces of Gruyere cheese. Time to start preparing all of the ingredients to go into this beautiful frittata. I'm heating up some olive oil in a cast iron skillet. Everything is about to happen in this pan. And let's get that oven preheated to a 350 degrees. First into the pan is all of that spinach. Wait till you see what becomes of this. Now I'm throwing in that chopped broccoli and my beautiful Roma tomato. See how bright green that spinach has gotten? And that pan is nowhere near as full as it was when we started this whole process. Now that we have this beautiful base of vibrant vegetables, let's go ahead and start with the bacon. Now remember, the majority of the salt in this dish is coming from this bacon. Ooh, that's a big piece. Now right on top of that, I am pouring that egg mixture with our seasonings already blended in. See how it oozes and it fills in the cracks? That's exactly what we want. Final step before it goes in the oven, that beautiful Gruyere cheese, which you're about to see is a lot more cheese than you probably thought it was when I said it was only 3 ounces. Now you can see we've popped that right into our 350-degree oven for about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. We're going to check on doneness. If you're using one of these, remember to take it off of your handle before you slide that pan in the oven. I'd like to thank my friends on Reddit, namely Hamster No Ear and Mr. Valdemar, who suggested things like the tomato and the spinach. Now, don't worry about all the things that I cut off the spinach, the stems and whatever, because I'm actually going to feed that stuff to my chickens, and nothing goes to waste here. Thank you for joining me on Cooking for Real today, where we made a beautiful frittata with things just sort of lying around in the house. I took suggestions from Facebook and from my friends on Reddit on what to put inside of this thing, and turns out I had everything on hand. The best part about frittatas is that you can make it whatever you like. It's sort of like an egg pizza. If you like it and it goes with eggs, or maybe even if it doesn't, throw it on in there. And as you can see, you can get quite a lot of food out of this. That was 12 eggs in that pan. And I bet you thought, oh, that's never going to fit in there. And then it all did. If you try and make a frittata yourself, please take pictures, send them to me either on Facebook or right here on YouTube. Also note that I didn't actually add any extra salt to that. That is yet another sodium light dish made right here on Cooking for Real.